it puzzles me that life seems to have become some kind of story. It's much more a literary construct than it is the product of the stochastic motions of atoms under the impingement of the four basic forces of physics. Everything appears to me to be authored in some strange way. And I wonder if this is not, the spreading assumption of the psychedelic illusion, delusion, revelation, that life is in fact art in some very profound way. And then, being somehow fated to literature and the spoken and written word, I wonder, if this is a novel, if this is a construct of artifice, well, then it behooves each one of us to ask the question, who am I in the plot? Who am I in the context of the story? I mean, maybe it's your story, the Shlomo Ekbach story, or maybe you exist to draw the bath for Milady on page 220 and then bow your way out of the room, never to be heard of again in the story. That wonderful line in Prufrock, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be, am an attendant lord, will do to start a scene, swell a procession, advise the prince. Careful, obtuse, meticulous, at times a bit ridiculous. Anyway, are you that person, or are you Prince Hamlet? And then the question becomes, if you, the character in this literary construct, are slowly becoming aware that it's a literary construct, then is that part of the plot? Is this a story about a sort of Pirandello-esque exposition of the levels of personality as we rise into awareness that we are caged by artifice? Or are you getting out from under the control of the author? I sort of think that, one thing that I've sort of discovered as my career has gone through its circuitous and glacial advancement is that as you make your way into what are called the corridors of power, you discover they're remarkably uncrowded and there are no waiting lines at the water fountains. There doesn't seem to be anybody really running the show above the level which just makes sure that UPS delivers on time. Above there, where you would think there would be, in the captain's tower, there's a kind of eerie emptiness. And I think that means that one can aspire upward in this matter of taking a little bit more control of the plot. And that the goal is not so much to advance your character, act out your character, and by brilliant marriages or daring military campaigns or feats of investment genius to somehow begin to take over the stage. This isn't the way to move the evolution of the personality. The way to move the evolution of the personality is toward empathy and eventual assimilation of the viewpoint of the author. The author is the one who is in charge of the pattern and has some kind of a vision, which, if the author knows what she or he is doing, this is all being woven toward a hierophany, a catharsis that illuminates, educates, leaves us in a better place. And I think the payoff on this is if you become the author is sort of in the position of a programmer. the author can save or destroy any character. So if you become the author, you can write an ending that will save your character from the destruction that was inevitably built into it for you to get into this mess in the first place. You see? So it's now, what lies behind such raving as this? Can this coffee really be that strong?